Okay, I'm back with the Titan Noir Max now. Something that I should have said, I put the 20 Max was in game mode boost. Um, uh, you know, VRR was on there. Something that was interesting when I switched on the Titan Noir Max, it doesn't for me with my PC automatically kick into game mode really sometimes. I don't know. I typically have to set it manually. It initially wasn't on game mode. I was playing it and I was like, oh, it looks a little. It's like not quite as responsive, um, and like it. I can say from that experience that game mode has a positive impact on the rolling buffer vertical tearing because when I came up here with game mode off, um, kind of this tearing on this line was like a little more noticeable, but it was like blended bars of color and lighter color without that harsh edge. So it was kind of noticeable, but very different in kind of aggressiveness. And then I've switched um, game mode on now on boost, and anti RBE is off. Um, so let's see. There's still the kind of camera artifacts, but checking the other video, like I can still see like it's still obvious. So I don't want to bother trying to get my uh, Canon set up. So forgive me. Um, but so yeah, so coming back over here now with game mode, kind of same conditions, like an anti-RB off, like I know what to look for, so I can still, kind of see it a little bit, but it's like it's a difference in width of the bars, like 1 pixel versus 5 pixel. And it's a smooth blending. There's not that like just it's not a rectangle. It's not like you know 5 rectangles. It's just kind of one pixel line or something. So it's like really hard to notice. It's really hard to notice. Um, with anti RB off. Like if I go really fast, let me get out of the light. If I go really fast, I can kind of, you know, make it enough that I can notice when I'm sitting here looking for it. But I mean, like, I played most of this game, before the recent firmware update, so I had anti-RB just off. Um, and like I didn't notice any rolling buffer, this vertical tearing, like during actual gameplay. Um, you know, like a couple times would make a point to look at it. You look for it, and like I didn't see it. And like this, I chose a very similar, kind of scene with it, like right up front, from the last campfire. If anybody watched those videos, um, because it's really illustrative. Like on the 20 max, the problem is on every single one of these lines. Like here are lines, there's a problem. Here are lines, there's a problem. Here, there's a problem, there's a problem on the 20 max. There's a problem, like, whoop, you know. Here's line, there's a problem. you know, you know, these lines, these lines, right? I mean, just like there's like these lines, these lines, right? So on the Titan Noir, none of those lines have problems, even with anti-RB and off, like that's what I'm bigly wanting to convey, is that where we're at in kind of the development time frame, is that they've taken the problem which exists everywhere, and then reduced it down to only the most extreme scenarios, like where it's right in front of your face. And then even there, with anti-RB off, it's, I mean, you know, and unless you were a fellow sufferer of 20 max rolling buffer PTSD, like you wouldn't, you know, like this is me noticing this is like a ghost limb pain almost. You know, when I'm actually playing the game, like this is not jumping out of me. Like the thing that I can still notice when I'm recording this video, you know, on something like this, you know, like I didn't notice any of this. It was just completely clean gameplay, and you know, when you're not looking at it through through the muck of camera artifacts, like it just looks great on the Titan Aura Max. But let me now switch on anti-RB standard, you know, just to kind of share that impact. So now it's, oh, I had it on enhanced, but let me put it on standard. So it's on standard now. And let me just, I mean, it's just like it's so hard. It's so hard to like notice, you know. I mean, like, and you know, nobody's playing games like this. um, you know, I'm just taking a little bit of time, you know, because I want to really see, like, you know, I mean, like, it's the difference between, like, see how there's, you know, this kind of color behind, right? You know, as you're going and it's kind of, there's like blues going on back there. Like, I cannot definitively say that it's not just, you know, the background being revealed by the movement, you know, kind of along this line. Like, I can't say that there is an artifact present. This is with anti-RB on standard. You know, like, I mean, it's just, you know, like it just looks as it should. You know, like I'm really trying to see if I can see something, you know. But I mean, like, it's completely different. It's so much better, you know. Like it's just good. This on its own is worth upgrading, you know. And who knows, like the 20 max firmware updates coming, you know, like wait for that, you know. I mean that like this stuff should filter back, right? You know, so I mean I don't think that, you know, I'm not expecting that with anti-RB off, things will ever look better on the 20 max. Like maybe like additional rolling buffer issues, you know, shifting improvements or something will make it just generally look better. Anti-RB should really help with the 20 max. I mean with the 20 max, 20 maxes. But on the Titan Noir Max, which we're looking at here, you know, I mean, even with anti-RB off, it's just totally different. It's so much less impactful and harsh and really hard to notice. And if you are ever going to notice, it's going to be in, you know, like really upfront, you know, kind of conditions like this, and not in all these other, you know, lines that exist everywhere in a video game. And with anti-RB on, you know, even just on standard, you know, just like it's like the artifact doesn't exist almost, you know. So I mean, it really just becomes kind of the principle of the thing in terms of like rolling buffers and their places in, you know, projectors. You know, I mean, even like getting real fast, you know, which is where it makes it the most obvious. Like, all I'm really seeing, like this game has a particular art style, where it's like it's not solidly cell shaded, There's all these little, kind of reflection points, like that's just the style of this game. You can kind of see, and the lighting changes on them, as you go. That's the art style, and like that's really all I can see is the changing kind of art style. Um, I'm really not seeing any kind of rolling buffer, vertical color tearing artifacts with certainly not with anti-RB set to standard, and in game mode. So yeah, I think that's enough of me running back and forth in this little scene.